Hi everyone, this is Lance with 두공신. I'm going to talk to you about the production section of the Duolingo test. Now this first video is going to give you an introduction to the 4 different types of questions that you will encounter on the test. Even though the information is very basic, it still will give you some tips and techniques that you can do to score well. I hope you enjoy it and we'll talk to you soon.
In this question, you will see something that appears like this on your screen, and it will say, record yourself saying the statement below. You'll see an image of a person's face and a sentence similar to this, about this long. A computer can store any kind of information in memory if it can be represented numerically. Again, a computer can store any kind of information in memory if it can be represented numerically. And then you'll have a record button. You'll have a chance to prepare, but once the preparation time is over, you'll have to hit the record button. Now, just as a helpful tip, here is what we do at our school. We break the sentence down into 2 and 3 parts. The first part is called the part that you would normally drop or weaken, the dropped section or the weakened section. In your voice, you would say, a computer can, or if it can be. We wouldn't say if it can be, but if it can be. So the first syllable, the consonant is dropped, and also can is spoken normally. So if it can be. The other part of the sentence that we take a look at is where it's linked. You would link the 2 words. So instead of saying kind of, we say kind of, kind of. Information if. Information if. Store any. Store any. So these light blue sections, we cover that in our school, helping you record your statement better to achieve a higher score. The next section that we're going to talk about is how to respond to a question that appears on your screen that's visible. And it says something like this. Prepare to speak for at least 30 seconds about the question below. Now here we have a main question and then we have smaller bullet points that show up. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4 bullet points. Now the idea here, again, is to use the mini questions to help you get through it. Okay? Use these smaller questions to help you. Imagine if only this question showed up. Talk about a goal or ambition you have. Many times people are not able to elaborate or speak longer if there's only one main question. But these other bullet points will help you. So you'll need to talk about how long have you had this goal? How difficult will it be for you to fulfill it? And remember, these are here for you. They're here to help you speak longer, more elaborate, more detailed so that you can get a better score. We teach these techniques in our school. The next topic that we talk about, the next question type, is responding to a question orally. Very similar to the visual type, this question appears only like this. It's not written down. And you'll be asked to listen first. Speak to the question that you hear. Speak the answer to the question that you hear. You'll have a chance to listen to it 3 times. 3 different times you can listen. And the technique that we teach in our school is that you can listen 3 times. You want to listen to the beginning. You want to listen to the end. And you want to be able to catch the middle. Oftentimes, on longer sentences, it's difficult to hear the entire question in one hearing. So you would listen to the beginning part. You would try to catch the end. And then you would listen to the middle. So this, with a lot of practice, you can get very good at answering these type of questions. We have hundreds of sample questions to practice, so we encourage you to take classes with us and practice. The last question type that we talk about is how to describe an image. Now this some people find very difficult when you see an image like this appear on your screen. Describe aloud the image below, and you'll see something. Normally in many of these photos, there'll be a main person in the middle, whether it's a little girl, or a boy, or a family, or a young man. And they'll be doing some type of action, okay? So what we do here is we talk about breaking the question down into 4 parts. breaking the image down into 4 parts so that you can answer it effectively. First, we talk about answering it in a very general way. How to describe the main person, what they're doing, how they're feeling. We next talk about the location. Describe where they are. Use adverbs of place to describe how objects and items in the photos are related to each other and where they're located. Learn to use descriptive adjectives, colors, shapes, clothing, location to one another. And then finally, we talk about speculation. Can you guess what's happening in this story with this person? What type of modal verbs? Probably, should be, could have been. Which type of ways can you explain what the main character in the photo is doing? So this is just a brief video again that talks about some of the basic ways and techniques that we can use that are extremely helpful. The interesting thing about the Duolingo is that it's a very fast test and it's very intuitive, but it's important to be prepared. We found from many of our students that it doesn't help to just try it alone, but it is important to take some classes to learn some basic techniques, and we found that they have scored higher after using these techniques.
I hope that video gave you an introduction into the production section of the Duolingo test, and we'll see you in the next video.